Nigerian equities have surged to deliver one of the strongest dollar-denominated returns globally so far in 2026, climbing 31% year-to-date and adding back roughly $21 billion in market value wiped out after the naira's sharp devaluation in 2024. Now, according to the latest financial market data and Bloomberg analytics, Nigeria now ranks second in dollar returns worldwide, far outspacing broad emerging market averages. Analysts attribute the rally to firmer corporate earnings, renewed investor confidence, foreign participation at multi-year highs, and a stronger naira, positioning the Nigerian Exchange as a headline performer among frontier markets. I'm joined by Kehinde Jones, Head Research and Korea Asset Management Limited, for more on this. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kehinde.
Thank you for having me, Professor.
All right, let's begin with this. Why is it even important, to measure the NGX performance in dollar terms, and how significant is its second position?
So if you look at the Nigerian stock market, it gained more than 21% as yesterday. As a result of most companies have become more profitable and stronger financials after the naira collapse in 2024. However, we should not neglect the fact that many firms have reduced debt, improved profit, liquidity, and also regain investors' trust and confidence. So what is happening in the market is that this confidence have reflected to the trading data that we are seeing now in terms of domestic institutionals and also investors trading. As at yesterday, on Monday, about 5.6 trillion was traded in market capitalization, up from 2.43 trillion in 2024. So in terms of retail investors, we can also look at retail investors looking at 3.6 trillion, which was traded from 58% in foreign investors. So what is going on in the market is that we are benchmarking the naira to dollar because the foreign stability in the Nigerian economy have come and the stability in it. So the naira keeps strengthening against the dollar, and we keep seeing that this increased the value of stock for foreign investors. We should not neglect the fact that foreign FDI, foreign investors are coming into the emerging market, frontier market like Nigeria. So that's why we are seeing most analysts are benchmarking the all-share index to this dollar times, and as a result of foreign investors keep coming back to the domestic market, equity market here in Nigeria.
Right. Do you see this trend continuing for longer, or are there threats to it?
The all-share index have passed 190,000 points is a major milestone, to be sincere. I'm seeing the trend continue this way as a result of the market is performing very strong, especially for sectors like banking, telecommunication, industrial, are leading the gain, which is contributing to this steady growth. So we should not neglect the fact that domestic investors dominated the market, which accounted about 78% of the total transaction in 2025. This rally could also continue in companies like that maintain good earnings report, economic sustainability in terms of the economy is being stable. However, there's potential challenge in the all-share index as a result of company can easily slow from growth, profitability as a result of global economic shock or policy uncertainty. This year is pre-election year, so there's possibility that in Q3, Q4, there will be economic shift and policy uncertainty. So for me, I still believe that the rally will still continue till Q2 of 2026.
While talking about challenges that could derail this or risks that could derail what we have right now, you talked about this being a pre-election year, but I've heard it being said, in many circles that Tinubu is maybe is good for the market, something like that. I've heard people say he's good for the market, Cardoso is good for the market, so they do not see any threat per se, even though this is pre-election year, seeing that, both of them are loved by the market. What do you say about that?
Well, the Tinubu administration have been a good administration in terms of elevating the equity market, especially when it comes to the different policies that have been set in. A lot of economic reform have happened in 2025, and we are seeing it playing out so well in 2026 also. This rally, the policies change in 2025 have made the market to rally up, and we keep seeing that the CBN, the federal government, even DMO are trying their best to keep the sustainability, the stability in the economy, even in the capital market. So for me, if you look at the last 10 years, about 3 times the market have done more than 4%, even surpassed close to 2 trillion to 5 trillion. We saw it on Monday where the market capitalization went to 5 trillion. So I'm not so... there's no fear, there's no panic that
went to 120 trillion,
can
you mean?
affect. So on Monday, the market surpassed to added about 5 trillion to the market capitalization and entered about 122 trillion naira as of Monday this week. So for me, there's no panic, there's no fear that the pre-election activity that will commence maybe in quarter 3 2026 will affect the capital market. But I'm still seeing that the capital market will surely deliver around 40 to 50% at the end of 2026. So the administration are doing well, and I would say that the capital market is really enjoying it as of now.
Well, it's one thing for the capital markets to say, he's a friend of the markets. It's another thing for the everyday Nigerian whose wallet is not as fat as it used to be. I mean, that's something that's up for us to talk about at the polls. Now, talk to us. We saw a pullback yesterday. Do you see that continuing?
No. The pullback that happened yesterday was as a result of profit taken. Look at Zenith Bank. The banking index did negative of 3%, above 3% yesterday. As of this morning, Zenith Bank is trading, have gained above 3% this morning. As of this morning, it's trading around 84 naira to 85, even close to 85, 86. So GT Bank is also coming up. Access Bank is also coming up. The only index that lost, that didn't lose yesterday was the consumer sector as a result of Presco gain yesterday. But other sectors like oil and gas, industrial, banking were made a loss yesterday. But as of this morning, the pre-open of the market, we see a lot of bidders than offer, a lot of bid and offer, and we are seeing that the stock are regaining back, are trying to rally back up. If you look at WAPCO traded yesterday around 183, now it's quite trading around 191, 192. And if you look at Dan Cement also is coming up around 780. MTN also is coming up around close to 800. So the rally is coming back up. But what happened yesterday, what occurred yesterday was as a result of profit taking and also rebalancing of portfolio. So we analysts are now trying to revalue most of this stock to know whether it is undervalued or overvalued as the week is closing to our end.
Talking about being overvalued, I mean, which of the stocks would you say is actually overvalued? Of the ones we talked about, yesterday that are actually driving the rally we're seeing, whether it is Presco, which you already mentioned, Seplat. Well, for Seplat, you already said you're even seeing it within 10,000 to 11,000 now. So, I mean, that would not count for Seplat. Let me get your thoughts on that.
In terms of overvalued stock, I will make mention of stock like ETI. In terms of ETI is currently been trading around 41, 45, But if you look at the financials of ETI, in terms of profitability, it's not quite going up. But most of the stock that is overvalued, in terms of you go to insurance sector stock, like the Lasaco and the rest. The reason I'm saying this is that a lot of investors, especially foreign investors, they always look at the cash flow statement and also profitability, liquidity, and the rest. If you look at the most insurance companies, the cash flow statement, most of them are negative. Financing, operating, and investing, most of them are negative. So most of those insurance sector stocks are overvalued sometimes. And the issue of liquidity is also affecting the insurance sector stock. But let's come down to banking sector. GTCO is trading around 120 naira to 121 naira. And I would say that for me, it's supposed to be trading around 110.98. But based on this rally, we are looking at it that after the valuation this week, we are expecting that it's supposed to be trading is overvalued. So other stock like livestock, Honeyflower in consumer sector also are overvalued. Other stock also in Cornoi, Total, Guinness, Vitafoam, they are also overvalued.
Right, let's close with this. I mean, I understand people may have that fear of missing out whenever there is a rally like this, but is this a good entry point for new entrants?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So as a Monday in Aqua Security and also in Aqua Asset Management, a lot of clients are trying to rebalance their portfolio. And what I told them basically is that don't go for the stock that have already rallied up based on the upside potential is limited. Like if you're expecting, if you look at the stock recommendation we did on Monday, we put Zenny Bank at the fair price, the target price at 87. I will put it on hold based on the upside potential is limited between below 10%. So I won't recommend you go and buy Zenny Bank at 87, 84. So what we did was to rebalance some clients' portfolio by going to NASCO, going to Dangote Sugar, because most of those stock have not released their financials, and those stock we surely want to pay good dividend like GT Zenny Bank. So by rebalancing, this is the best entry point where you can enter stock like that, Dangote Sugar, enter WAPCO. WAPCO is supposed to be trading around 225, but now it's trading around 180, 190. So there's still a good entry point for people to invest in this stock for now. Even for MTN now, MTN, there's a major news that came out in MTN in acquisition. So by this, with revaluation, even though the MTN is the deal is based on the group, not down to the subsidiary, but it will surely affect our indirect relationship between this. So this is part of the time that retail clients, investor clients, institutional clients, HNIs can invest in this stock. This is also a good point for entry.
All right, Kaide Jones, Head Research and Career Asset Management Limited. Thank you for your time.